Ora, muito bom dia, boa tarde ou boa noite. Estamos no PCA 2019 e não podemos deixar escapar a Liv Boeree, time PokerStars Pro, que está cá para participar não só no PokerStars Players Championship, mas no main event, eventualmente nos iRollers por aí. Vamos tentar saber. Hi.
Hi.
I was telling them that you're here to do PSPC, the main event, the usual, maybe 25k, maybe a 10k if you're not on the main event. How do you find the festivals, the live poker nowadays with these 41 tournaments for this festival, then 80 tournaments in Barcelona?
Mm-hmm.
We're kind of grouping into festivals and now adding these PokerStars Championship kind of events. Do you see this tournament happening again? Is it a trend?
I mean, I definitely like the fact that events are now sort of grouped into festivals. It's much more efficient for the player in terms of travel costs, carbon costs, you name it. You know, it's just a more efficient process. You get a higher density of poker play in a certain situation, and I hope it continues that way. I don't think we're going to go backwards to the idea of just like traveling all the way to a different country to play 1 or 2 tournaments. No, I think it's more going to be.
Do you think these 25k special events that kind of, it's a different kind of tournament?
Yeah.
I think the only one I can kind of compare it the LSOP main event.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I think this is it's really nice to see that there is a new main event out there. You know, like the World. I mean, obviously, like EPT main events are special as well. But you know, obviously, the World Series was sort of in terms of first prize. For a semi-affordable buy-in, the only one around of that size. But now this has come along, and it proves that we can have something. It's actually, to me, the perfect middle ground, because the World Series main event is just like, you're never going to win. 7,000 people, you know. Even if you're the best player there, you still don't expect to ever win it in your lifetime. You need multiple lifetimes to even stand a reasonable chance. And so... whereas something like this with 1,000 players, well, now it feels a little bit more winnable. Like, I've won a 1,000-person tournament before, and okay, so I'm obviously a little biased, but I feel like it's a little bit more appropriate.
And you didn't think you will only win one?
Right. I mean, it's statistically likely I'll only win. You know, it's unlikely I'll win another main event in my lifetime, even if I play the best. You know, it's just the odds are against you, but. It feels achievable, whereas the main event World Series doesn't so much. And what I like about this, though, is that it's like the perfect price point. Like it's obviously still a very big buy-in, $25,000, but it's not like one of these $100,000, which is really out of the realm of reason. Like, you know, you're seeing a lot of players here who perhaps have been semi-retired or sort of medium stakes grinders who found a way to play because. You know, because of poker, but also because of PokerStars' generosity. You know, they've added money not only to first prize, but they've given away, you know, $9 million worth of entries. You know, so
it's never happened.
No, I mean, it's the biggest gift to the poker community that we've seen in, I mean, as far as I can tell, ever. So it's pretty special. So
you've sat there, you run a couple of tables. You're not in the PSPC anymore.
No, I'm not.
Sadly.
Let's not talk about
that. I've heard some ace queen that got ranged against something worse. But how did you found the tables? Different than usual? The vibe? I don't know. The electricity has been through 3 days.
It's definitely electric. Yeah, that's a good word to describe it. There's definitely a sort of extra special vibe about it, where people, you're just seeing people who have, you know, that they're living out their dream, which you don't always see that often. Like, there's genuinely people here who are just so grateful to even be in the Bahamas, to come to like the PCA, you know, such a prestigious, huge event, and then meet all of their heroes. But then on top of that, they're playing in a $25,000 buy-in tournament. Like, you can't get more of the poker dream than that. So you're seeing that everywhere, and that's a very tangible energy that you're feeling from the people at the table. And I mean, I'm sad I only got to play with 8 other people. There were a couple of definite Platinum Pass winners. I actually asked the table, who here's won a Platinum Pass, and people didn't want to say. I understand. You know, it's strategically maybe they don't want to give that away, but you can kind of tell, like, okay, you're way too excited and nervous, and yeah, all right. But what I was actually very impressed with, out of all of them who were playing, they all played very well. I didn't see anything especially like, oh wow, this is your first time playing. No, they were all reasonable players, which I was a little disappointed about. I was expecting to sort of be able to push people about a bit more. And I don't know, either they just had the nuts all the time or they knew how to play back against me. So it was nice to see that it wasn't like people were coming and just like too scared to do anything. No, not at all. They were like, they're playing, and they're all in with a chance.
Let's hope one of them or a Portuguese guy wins the tournament. There's a Portuguese with a platinum pass.
Oh, nice.
So, but it's also a reg. So, let's finish with a question that I asked you 2 years ago. Like, what do you like to do in 2019? 2 years ago, you talked about a TED Talk. Got
that one done. Did I say that 2 years ago?
Yes.
Did I really?
Yes.
Wow. I would love to do some more public speaking. I'd love to do a TED Talk. So got some goals in that direction. Okay, that's good.
So, anything on your mind this time?
Well, I mean, it seems like whatever I say to you now, it comes true. So I better think about this carefully. Well, I mean, my objectives for this coming year are to learn a lot of fundamental physics, some computer science, and philosophy to really understand what's going on with emerging technologies, particularly like in artificial intelligence and so on. It's a little away from poker, I know, but that's a big objective. So I just want to sort of improve my knowledge and also my thinking capabilities around that. And then on a more sort of personal level, I would like to have a successful science TV show, or TV show related to science and rationality.
Something more mainstream for the mainstream audience? Something
more mainstream. I've been trying to do this for a few years, but it's been more of a struggle than I expected to get something off the ground. But that I'm really going to be throwing more efforts into. So, you know, like 2 years ago I had the goal of giving a TED Talk, got that done. So now my goal is to have a major TV show.
And I must say, you gave an answer eerily similar. You wanted to study more and study different subjects.
Did I say this?
2 years ago, and do a TED Talk, and now do more studying and TV. Yeah.
So in 2 years' time, well, let's make it 1 year. Let's halve the
let's improve the efficiency.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Liv. Foi a conversa com uma das caras mais bonitas do circuito de póquer mundial. Nós vamos voltar lá para dentro em busca dos resultados portugueses. Já sabem tudo no Lavra e Porto, pokerbt.com.